Okay, so as you guys well know by now probably, that is Ginger, Jinjer. Alright, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything, so I just go out and about and present options out there for us of what we can do by protecting ourselves by any means necessary. So this is a learning video. Now there's 4 different types of people in this world. There's people out there trying to wake up the slaves, and I believe I'm one of them and qualified in that area, right? Then all the cop watchers, even though they're news, they're trying to wake up the slaves and realize what the government's doing. Auditors, same thing. So in essence, even though they don't know it or not, cop watchers, auditor watchers, and all that, or people trying to wake up the slaves, alright? Get them out of their comfort zone and see what's going on around them. Alright? Then you got the slave masters. Alright? So all government officials is wanting to be your master. They are your slave masters. Okay? They want to not go by the rules or laws, but they want you to go by them. And if they don't have to go by it, but you do, what's that mean? You are their slave. Alright? But that also goes into people out there that want to control you. Okay? So let's go with argument sake, mask. You know, people are talking about the mask or no mask, right? Well, you got people wants you to wear them, even though you don't want to wear them. They want to control you. Alright? So they want to be your slave master. And, well, I mean, if you bow down to them, what are you? Right? You're their slave master. Grocery stores, they want you to wear a mask to go in there. They became your master, and you are their slave. You got to bow down to them. You can say this and that, private property, this, that, here, and there. You know, they're open to the public. They don't have the exact same rights as my house. Not when they open the doors to strangers to come in and out all wee hours of the day and night. Okay? Then you got people, they're little zombies. They walk around not knowing nothing. They go to work, they show up, they want to be left alone and all that kind of stuff. And they are happy and content not knowing they are being little slaves. Okay? So, and in general, that's the way most people like it. To be all fair and honest. You know, when we separated from England, wink wink, it was only 3% of the people fighting and winning. So the rest of the people that was on this land was just being little slaves. They don't know they were being slaves. They knew what was going on, but they didn't care. Okay? Then you got people who likes being slaves. So let me back that one up, alright? The people didn't go into the war to fight for their freedoms. In essence, that's what they did. They liked being slaves, and I don't believe they knew they were being slaves. I just think they just took it as it is. So when you like being a slave, then you really don't know what true slavery is. And you didn't mind the government controlling you or any other people controlling you. You just wanted to live your day by day and pay your taxes and work for the man and all that kind of stuff. And I consider myself one of the ones that's trying to wake up the people the best way I know how. Now, I don't know everything. And I'm 52 years old. I'm not going to never know everything. But if we get 365 million people that don't know everything and work together, then we have people standing and learning and know how to apply things. But that's my take for today on that, right? Trying to wake up the slaves, that's what I'm doing. Their slave masters, government. Then you got people that don't know they're slaves, going on their daily lives, working, paying taxes and all that, and not caring what's going on around them. That's the reason why I do not look straight forward. I always look around me, right? I want to know what's going on around me. And then you got people who likes being slaves. Okay, and them right there is more of a what you can get from the government. Okay, they don't mind bowing down to the government to receive some privileges, right? But when you do that, then you don't deserve privileges or freedom. It's just the way it is.
Bill Hansel here again, Constitutional Kook Headquarters, more in the way of current events. And this one comes out of Palo Alto. One stupid-ass, ignorant professor at Stanford that probably is going to describe almost all of them here. His name is Hakeem Jefferson, and he's claiming that quote-unquote whiteness is a big factor behind anti-vaxxers and anti-masking, and doesn't have a clue as to why that is, if it's true. The real reason, and we all have to get on the same page here, is that for at least us free white male state citizens, this is a government that declared a COVID pandemic, quote unquote, that's a joke as far as the medical merits, quote unquote, are concerned. But it's also a government in which we are not represented in any level. And you'll learn exactly why. Send me an email, uwinnincourt@gmail.com. I'll get information out to you about my constitutional defense document packets, modestly priced and much better information than you're ever going to get at Stanford University Law School, Inc. So, it's just not there. I can prove and I can do it a cappella. No elections, no electorate, no 14th Amendment, no right to trial by jury, no right to counsel, no habeas corpus, all of it. And this idiot is too stupid to understand. And what he does out there, he probably backs all these BLM movements and civil rights, quote-unquote rights, from the non-existent 14th War Amendment. And what you're doing there, Professor, if you don't know it, and all of you out there that are into these things, is saying, in effect, that we can invoke the federal regional martial law rule to gain equality with state citizens. And yeah, actually you've done it, but not in the way you think. As if you can't use the 14th Amendment, and believe me, it violated all 6 articles of the Constitution. I can destroy it in about 5 minutes in front of a jury. What you're saying is they didn't make us all equal by raising you up to the level of state citizens, which could not be done by amending the Constitution in the way it was done. Yeah, they made us all equal. They did it by doing away with the states and reducing us all, in our case, to stateless entities, not to mention slaves. So the freedmen didn't have a very long journey to travel there. They went from one level of slavery to the other, and it's been that way for 160 years. Come on, people, wake up out there, see what the real story is. You can get a lot of information on that. Send me an email, uwinnincourt@gmail.com, and I'll send you information on my materials that I have, and I can prove all of it. I don't say it if I can't prove it. And I can. I have, for example, an 83-page legal brief on admission of new states. And like all of the documents I have, no local dumbass has ever even acknowledged it, let alone made an attempt to answer it. And they're the ones that have the sworn duty to sustain at least the government's burden of proof on jurisdiction and venue of a trial court, which they can't do. So where we're headed, if we go back to where we were, it wasn't perfect maybe 150 years ago, but it's a hell of a lot better system that got put in place, with the Constitution than what we have now. And if we need to go back and adjust things or fix them, we can do it with amendments to the Constitution consistent with that document, not in contravention of it. And that's where I draw the line. Everyone should be drawing the same line. If you can just change the Constitution any way you want and total disregard, especially for Article 5, there's no Constitution. That's exactly what's happened with that damn 14th War Amendment, and we have to get that out of there. Boy, if I got some information you're going to love on this, and some new documents, including a petition for redress I'll be talking about in the next video, I should say. And there's just a lot of good news happening here, and when the 9 old parks come back from summer vacation, first Monday in October, I think we're going to be in a window where we can see some real changes, and I'm going to be one of the first in line to see that we get them. You can help with this too, and you want to join me and join my class action writ of habeas corpus to the U.S. Supreme Court, let me know. Send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com. In the meantime, Hakeem, I challenge you, and at one and the same time, all of the legal professors at Stanford University to take me on in an a cappella debate about the Constitution, history, and laws of the United States, and do it in front of your students, and we'll see who the hell knows the law and who doesn't. That said, remember to like the videos, subscribe, tell your friends, get the word out. As soon as we start all working together here, Americans, Asians, and Africans, and get the right issues, the sooner we get these bastards off our backs. Thank you.
Alright, so I'll just be plain up blunt with y'all. When I made up some of my documents on the case I had, now it wasn't criminal, okay? It has to do with the T word. However, I did use some of his. I stood as a man, but I used a lot of his documents as a court ruling to not so much to help my case, but to tell them that you cannot enter my space. Alright, you don't have that power. And use some of his court cases on the non-existent 14th War Amendment, right? And that's the reason why I liked him, right? Because when I did these research, I found out about these things, and I found out he was accurate about it. Alright, and that's the reason why I'm bringing up some of these videos, because once again, I didn't have a printer or a computer, and most of my research has been on phones and reading and all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately for me, I just didn't really have the time or the patience, to do that, because, well, being a truck driver, I was always on the go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when I was in Oldfield, it wasn't that I get to work 10 hours and call it good and go home. When I left, I was gone, a couple of days to and longer. Okay? And it is what it is. But it was good for me to see some of these informations that I knew and found out about that other people as known and found out about. And again, for me, I'm just still learning. And you can never just stop learning. Once you learn, you have to just keep learning. And I'm always going to be ignorant on this. They've just gotten so out of control on laws and statutes and codes and all that kind of stuff that we don't even know where we're coming and going, and the trickery of words they use in these documents, you know, is really just in conflict of our freedom. But we've been so dumbed down that we literally had to regroup ourselves and rethink. Now let me clear that up one more time. We got to rethink. Because everything they do is exact opposite of what they're saying. So, this is Diesel for We the People News. And I'm going to lead you off. The band was Ginger, and I'm going to lead you off a little bit more on it. And just so you guys know, that is a female that trained herself to be able to do that. Great respect. Alright, Diesel We the People News. Bye, y'all.